Obviously, the new slate of rookies have come into the NBA. Some have been impressive. Some have not been that impressive so far. This segment is about which rookie has been the most impressive in your opinion. And I'm just gonna start first, and I'm gonna say, for me, it's Tyrese Haliburton. Tyrese Haliburton for me has been the most impressive rookie so far. I wanted the Knicks to draft him. We all knew on draft day that it was a steal for him to go to the Kings. I thought Phoenix should have drafted him because then they would have had a point guard of the future and a point guard coming off the bench to contribute and learn from CP3. That would have been the best case scenario for the Phoenix Suns' future and for Haliburton as a player as well. But obviously, he went to the Kings. And I mean, when De'Aaron Fox went down against Chicago, Haliburton dropped 17, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals. He's an all around player. But what I like about Haliburton the most is that most of the good things that he does not show up in the box score. I mean, he makes winning plays. He dives for loose balls. He always makes the right pass. He knows where to be. He's poised. He has great IQ, great defensive awareness, great playmaking ability. And I think his coming out party, not only to me, but to a lot of people, was against Denver. He dropped 8 points and 5 assists against Denver. He had a 3 pointer, which was clutch. Then he hit this 3 pointer that was close to the logo against Denver. And everybody was like, wow, this kid is really good. But, he's been this good for a while since the start of the season. He's been playing steady. And the biggest question mark people had about him was his jump shot. And his jump shot has transitioned. Halliburton is a poised pro, and I think he's going to be great. And I can't believe the Suns and even my Knicks passed up on Tyrese Haliburton.
Yeah, I have two teams, and the first, or two players, I should say, and the first of my two players, like you just mentioned, is Tyrese Haliburton. We were both high on him on draft night, I know, and I was surprised that a bunch of teams passed up on him. I thought he could have been a top 5 pick. I definitely didn't think he would fall out of the top 10. He was incredible at Iowa State last year. I watched him multiple times against Seton Hall, and you could just see this kid was an NBA talent. And he's shown it in Sacramento this year. And you're talking about a guy who's sharing the guard spot with De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield. That's two really good NBA level guards. And, not only is he sharing the minutes, he's sharing the shots. Those are two high volume scorers at the 1 and 2. But he's come in, he's averaged about 12 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists on really great efficiency, 51% from the field, 48% from three. And like you mentioned, a lot of stuff that doesn't show up in the box score. He's playing really good defense. He's hitting big time shots. He seems really poised and ready to play at this level. And he's come in and immediately impacted a Kings team that has overperformed. They're playing great basketball. They've been my favorite team to watch this season on League Pass. But I think he's going to be a really good pro. Although they have that guard spot kind of figured out in Sacramento, I think it was a great pick because I think he's going to be the steal of this draft. People are going to look back at this draft and say, how did he fall as far as he did? And I think eventually they're going to move on from Buddy Hield. And then I think a backcourt of De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese Haliburton can not only work, but be a nightmare matchup for opposing guards for years to come. I know they locked up De'Aaron Fox this offseason, so it'll be a lot of fun to watch them grow together over the next couple of years. And also, they're talking about shipping out Marvin Bagley. There was a lot of talk from his dad on Twitter, and then De'Aaron Fox's dad responded to him. So if that situation, ends up happening, Marvin Bagley gets shipped out. That's another asset you bring in, and they could really start to move along with maybe not a rebuild, but a retool. I think they got some good pieces there. So it'll be interesting to see how they turn things around there. But he's been super impressive. And my other guy is Payton Pritchard for a lot of the same reasons to a lesser extent, coming in and playing a role that he might not have if Kemba Walker had been healthy to start the season. He's shown that he is ready to play at the NBA level. I was saying it before, the game speeds up so much. He can handle it. And although his numbers haven't been great, his impact has been huge on this Celtics team. He's come in, handled the ball for them, which has been really big, played in big spots. He hit a game winner the other night on a putback, which was big for them. And he's just handled it well in a guard position that has been so important for the Celtics with the loss of Kemba Walker. I think he fell so much further than he should have. He was a great player at Oregon, a winner, a leader, and he's shown that with the Celtics that he's taking all of those traits with him.
So I got two picks. Obviously, I'm going with number one, James Wiseman, bro. This guy has been so impressive. And for a guy who only played, 2 or 3 basketball games, this guy looks as good as ever. People said he wasn't able to step out and hit the jump shot. You've seen it. He can hit the jump shot. He can hit the mid-range. He can hit the three. Defensively, you can see that he can be that rim protector. He can also switch out and guard the perimeter a little bit. And this guy's a mobile big that can run on both ends. I like James Wiseman for the future. And sitting there with Draymond Green behind him, mentoring him, a defensive guru, one of the best defenders of our generation, is going to be great. Not to mention he's playing with the best point guard of our time, Steph Curry. So that's also going to help him in that case. So it's just, he has a bright future. I love it. As a Steph Curry fan, I love it because he's going to benefit Steph. My other guy is an under-the-radar guy. This is a guy I was high on, Payton Pritchard. I feel like with the Kemba injury, this guy stepped in and he's been that key guy for them winning. He does, like Joel said with Tyrese Haliburton, he does the things that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. He plays defense. He's the guy that makes the right pass, the extra pass, not the assist, but that pass to get that assist. He's a guy who can run the pick and roll, who can shoot the ball, who plays D. Even though he's only 6 feet, he can play D. He can run an offense, and he's clutch. He has that it factor and them intangibles that is keeping Boston afloat. And they know when Kemba comes back, this guy is still going to need some minutes because when Kemba sits down, Payton Pritchard can come in and nothing will change because he can run an offense. So that would be my 2 guys.
So since both of you are picking 2 guys, I think it just makes sense that I pick 2 guys as well. I picked one. My pick was Tyrese Haliburton. I can't believe you guys missed out on this guy. I really can't. I'm really shocked. It's especially since you put Payton Pritchard over this guy. It's really baffling me. Pritchard has been impressive, and I'm not trying to take anything away from him. But LaMelo Ball has been phenomenal, especially after these couple games. I mean, I got the stats right here. LaMelo Ball in his last 5 games, 22 points, 15 points, 13 points, 12 points, 16 points, 8 rebounds, 3 rebounds, 4 rebounds, 7 rebounds, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 6 assists, 5 assists, 9 assists, 5 assists. I mean, this guy right now is also getting it done on the defensive end. Like LaMelo Ball when you watch him play, it's effortless. The impact he has on the game, and now he's starting to shoot better. His 3 starting to fall. This guy has been phenomenal, and I agree. James Wiseman has been good, and I'm not mad at your Payton Pritchard picks, but to have him over LaMelo Ball, to say that Payton Pritchard is, but to say that Payton Pritchard has been more impressive than LaMelo Ball, who's been the most impressive rookie.
Hold on, Jack. I want to say this. I want to say he's most impressive because we expect that from LaMelo. We expected LaMelo to come out and play that way. We did not expect. We expected Payton Pritchard to honestly be on the G League roster or just be sitting at the bottom.
I didn't. But okay. I'll say this. I'll say this. The question was not which rookie exceeded your expectations. The question was which rookie has been more impressive. So
I'll say this. I'll say
away
this.
all expectations and top picks aside, because since Wiseman was the 3rd pick, he shouldn't be your pick because he was expected to do what he's doing.
It's different because Wiseman played 2 It's like the Tua thing. Well, Wiseman played 2 basketball and was a year removed. We didn't know how he was going to. He didn't even play, and he didn't even practice in training camp. LaMelo, it's not that throw away the expectations. I'm not impressed because this is what I knew what was going to happen. He's a great player. I'm most impressed by Payton Pritchard because I didn't see that this was going to happen. And he's impressed me because of the way he's playing. He's stepped into a playoff team, a championship caliber team, and they haven't lost a step. That's what's most impressive.
Caliber team.
The Boston Celtics.
I would say their expectation is to win a championship this year. But what I'm saying is, not only did I expect this out of LaMelo Ball, but he wasn't this out of the gate. He's been playing better as of late, but he struggled in the first few games finding his footing.
First, 3.
Yes, which is half the season at this point. So, he struggled a little bit to start the year. He's starting to figure it out now, and he had those expectations of a number 1 pick. We all knew he was going to do this. Payton Pritchard has stepped in on a better team, like Riff said, a championship caliber team, and has made them better. And he's exceeded people's expectations. That's why I've been more impressed by what Payton Pritchard has done than LaMelo Ball. It's not to say LaMelo Ball hasn't been playing well. I think he's been playing great. I've been impressed with a bunch of rookies in this class, but I've been more impressed by Payton Pritchard because of the impact that he's had on a much better team.
I'm going to send you some LaMelo Ball tape today, man.
I've
send
been
you some
watching LaMelo Ball. I watched a condensed version of every game, and I watched him in normal games 3 or 4 times. He's looked great, but he didn't look great to start the season. And now he's playing up to what we expected him to be, but not at the beginning of the season. So I'm not as impressed as you have been.
So before the segment is over, who are you most impressed with, expectations aside, or who has been more impressive, LaMelo Ball or Payton Pritchard?
LaMelo Ball has been better. Payton Pritchard has been more impressive.
What the hell is the difference?
Say that again.
You said LaMelo Ball has been better. Payton Pritchard has been more impressive. I think the better player is the guy who's been more impressive.
I don't think that's always the case.
Okay, wait. So wait, let me ask you this: who's better, Kawhi or Julius Randle? Kawhi. Who's been more impressive? Who's been more impressive?
Kawhi has been impressive. More
No,
impressive.
he has not been.
Throughout his career, he's been more impressive.
You see how I get him, Jack?
You think Julius Randle's been more impressive than Kawhi?
No, right now, like this season, right now, who's been more impressive?
Yeah, Kawhi has been impressive, especially after getting that elbow injury. He's been playing at a superstar level.
But who? Okay, yeah.
And regardless, even if you were to use that as an example, Riv, which it was a bad example, you're talking about a guy who's a proven superstar and Finals MVP versus a guy that we're talking about that they're just rookies.
You just said
even though they were drafted high, when you come into the NBA, it's much different. So even if he's a 3rd overall pick, if he's playing better, I think he's been more impressive.
It's not just about the draft selection though. Like we were all in agreement that LaMelo Ball was going to have a great rookie year. He played professional basketball last year, though at a lower level. We expected this out of him, and the Hornets have not been as good as the Celtics. I just think that Payton Pritchard's his his impact on a Celtics team that is playing good basketball, winning, and going to be a top team in the Eastern Conference has impressed me more than what LaMelo Ball has done, even though LaMelo Ball might be playing better overall.